Good morning, everybody. I am just double checking to see if we actually are live. Oh, there we are. Okay, so we are live. Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome. I apologize. I thought I was going to be doing this yesterday and a bunch of things came up being double booked as I had actually registered for a couple of workshops yesterday and they directly conflicted with the time I had hoped to come on and do a live and talk about optimizing our personal profiles. So if you're joining me here right now for the live, please drop me a little love note or say #live or something like that. If you do watch this a little bit later and you're enjoying the replay, please do leave me some kind of a note that lets me know that you did watch it. There's a couple of things that doing this does for us, and I'm sure you hear everybody who does a live say these kinds of things at the beginning. What this does for us is it actually helps to rev up the algorithm a little bit. And then what that will do in turn is for other people who are in the group, when this post becomes popular, it actually starts getting shown to other people in the group. So little tip for you, if you do lives and you're wondering why you don't get a whole lot of comments or people attending, that could be it. I see that there are 3 people, but at the moment, I got to be honest with you, I'm just not seeing who they are. So give me a second to see if I can figure that part out. Woo! Wow, let me just silence myself there. Okay, I don't know who it is that's here. I do apologize. Welcome to leave me a little comment if you wanted to, and we can go from there. So what I wanted to talk to you about today, everybody, is how to optimize your personal profile. There's this big misconception, and I've been hearing this a lot recently, and I'm not really sure where it's come from. This is not something that I had ever been told, but it's something I'm hearing, so I wanted to address it. Apparently, there's this myth going around that Facebook doesn't like it when you do business on your personal page. Hey, Charlie, nice to see you. That's actually not true. They don't mind. As long as you act like a human being on your personal profile page and also be a person, right? Then they don't mind. So one of the best ways to actually start using your personal profile to do business is to start building your network. This is going to happen no matter what, because if you are doing the things you need to do every day to build your audience, right, then what's going to happen is they're going to be actually checking out your profile. So you want to make sure that it is set up in such a way that it very quickly communicates to people who've been interacting with you on other posts. It communicates to them quickly who you are, what you do, and how you can help. And then that way they can make a decision. Are we similar? Is there anything we have in common? Is there anything that you have to offer that I may need? And then you get a friend request. How awesome is that? So I'm going to be doing a lot of screen sharing today to show you, and I've got a few pictures and things that I've put together and things like that. And I want to actually, I'm going to use my profile page as the example. I hope that's okay. I thought of asking one of the members if they would mind if I did theirs, and I thought, nah, what if I came across something that wasn't optimal? Mind you, what if I come across something on mine that isn't optimal? Anyway, so what we're going to do first, we are going to go to my profile. So I'm going to share my screen with you right now. We're going to do that one. Okay, so it's this screen right here. We're going to come out of here. Oh, maybe we're not going to come out of here. Sometimes I have to go about this just a little bit weirdly. All right. So we're coming up to a personal profile. This is my personal profile. Now you're going to see things on here that are possibly a little bit different than what you might see if you visited my page, simply because this is my page. I get to see everything. How nice for me. I have a lot of things locked up tight on here. For example, I don't have my phone number available for people to see on there. I don't have my birthday. As important as it is to me, it's just one of those things. I just don't like my birthday. And what would the other thing be? I don't think I put in here what my current city is, those kinds of things. They're not really relevant, but my email, I believe, is available. So, all right, let's start with when you land on somebody's personal profile page, and you know that you do it too. I'm sure that if you've joined this club and you know that I'm the admin, you may have already even gone and checked my page out a little bit to see what I'm about. So we do this naturally. We're curious about the people that we're interacting with. We're actually just nosy. That's the truth of it, right? We're just nosy. Sorry, I was just checking to see if there's comments. So, sorry, too many windows open. So because they're going to be checking anyway, this is a perfect opportunity for you to be showing them who you are, right? So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you have a banner that actually speaks to your brand. Ideally, it's actually going to communicate to people who you are and how you help in your business. So I want you to imagine that you have a multi-level marketing business, and we could pick Trenant, we could pick Modere, we could pick, gosh, we could pick so many of them. We could pick any of them. If your company does not want you to specifically name their brand, that's okay. You can still take a couple of your hero products or a picture of you and or your family using the hero products, or pictures of the outcomes of those hero products. So for example, a lot of multi-level marketing companies right now are using collagen as one of their products, right? So why not have some before and afters in there, and then an eye help? But here's the thing. I'm just going to bring over, hopefully this will actually just bring it over for you. I'm hoping, I'm going to just go and quickly check that you can see. Can you see? You can't see it. All right, let me stop sharing that then, because one of the things that I see all the time with banner photos, what I see is that actually there's a lot of things that are being cut off. And mine did this for a long time because I like to use big fonts, because being in my 50s, I'm very aware that, you know, our old eyes have difficulty seeing sometimes. And so I like to use big fonts. But when you're in Canva or in any of those programs that are actually going to help you to create a profile, or any kind of a banner, whether it's your profile or your group, when you're in Canva and you've chosen Facebook banner, the size that they're actually creating for you is a little bit larger than 2022 Facebook banner sizes. So what I've done is I've gone and found this image that is a quick representation, and I'll post this, and I can't remember which website I got this from. I'll look that up so that I can give them credit. When you create it, you want to make sure that your main information is actually within that safe zone. So this safe zone right here, you can see this piece here, gone, nobody can see it. This piece here, gone, nobody can see it when you're on mobile. And here's the thing, did you know that almost 70% of Facebook users access Facebook on their mobile devices? I think we probably already know that from a common sense perspective. You probably at least sometimes access it on your mobile as well, right? I know I do. So making sure that we're optimized for mobile on our banner is really important. If you get a little bit of the sides cut off, that's not a big deal. But what's really important is that your most important information is here in this safe zone area. So when you're setting it up in Canva or any of the other graphics programs, you want to make sure that it's the 640 by 312 that's visible. So if you set it up so that it's 820 by 360, that's the full width and depth of the Facebook banner. Make sure that the inner area, the safe area, it's got like a purpley highlight as you kind of hover over it, or as you're dragging and moving things around in Canva. It's got that purple highlighted area. That's your safe zone area in terms of what will be visible in Facebook. So that's the banner. So really important that you've got a banner that talks about what your business is, has imagery that is related. The reason I've chosen sunflowers is because this has been my favorite flower. And for me, sunflower is this, it's hopeful. So that's why I've chosen sunflowers, because I am a business empowerment coach, because I am about helping you to feel like you can do business, like you can achieve your goals, like you can feel worthy and have all of the things that you want. For me, that's about hope, and sunflowers being my very favorite flower since I was, gosh, really young. That's why I use sunflowers. Not only that, but gold is actually a color, or yellow is a color of spirituality. And so it kind of denotes a little bit about how I'm just a lot woo-woo. I actually use the term hippy dippy voodoo bullshit. It's something that my husband and I came up with as a joke one time. So I use that one. Hey, Cheryl. So that's the banner. All right. So make sure that it stays within that safe zone. Make sure that your banner actually is related to your business. and speaks fairly well to what it is you do. The next thing I see in banners that is often not great is that the font is too small. So you want to make sure that you've got high contrast between the background and the font as much as possible, so that once again, when people have their blue light filters on or they've got their brightness turned down on their mobile, they can still read the words. I have difficulty reading blue letters. You can do a little bit of research about people with vision issues and which colors are the easiest and most difficult. To be perfectly honest with you, black and white. When you do white words on a black background, that's the easiest for most people to read, even with people who have low vision issues. So that would be one suggestion. But personalize your banner to match your business. If you've got a style guide, which means you've got brand colors, brand imagery, those kinds of things, make sure it matches that. You see my sunflowers everywhere, right? I even use that as the little emoji that I put after my name because sunflowers are my thing. Okay, next thing, profile picture. And here I'm going to show you my profile picture, and I'm actually going to admit to you, my profile picture is not the best. It's not the ideal one. So let me close this. We're just going to close that out a little bit. So my profile picture is this one here. And two things. Number one, don't make it a picture of your dog. Don't make it a picture of your cat, your kids, your friends, a party you went to, an event, those kinds of things. Make it a picture of you. And better is that your face with a smile is filling the screen as much as possible in that picture. So if I were looking at my picture, not my story, Danielle. View my profile picture. So viewing your profile picture, ideally my face would have actually been centered here rather than down in the corner. And the reason is, as you're adjusting the profile picture, you see how it still goes off center? You really do want your face to be front and center and professional as you are. You know, I wear my McEwen sweater all the time. I'm comfortable in it. It's like a little security blanket for me. I also feel like it kind of brings down some of my, that vibe that I've been told that I have that's maybe a little bit intimidating. It's meant to kind of drag that down a little bit and make me a little bit more approachable. The picture, however, if this could have been more centered in here, perhaps a little bit larger, and show my smile, which is apparently the thing about me that's the most appealing is my smile. Apparently it's very inviting. If I'd been able to show that better, that could have been an even bigger draw. As it is, it's still a picture of me. It still has the sparkle. It still shows me being proud of myself after I first shaved my head last year. So it's not a bad profile picture, but it could be better, okay? So make it a picture of you, not your family, not your kids, not your dog, not a fun time, not flowers, not inanimate objects, not yin yangs or you know, Yggdrasil or trees of life or anything like that. A picture of you. Okay, that's the profile picture. The next thing I want to talk about is this little intro area here. Okay, so the intro area, first and foremost, you want to edit your bio. If you have a Facebook group, I think it's vital that the link to your group gets put in here. There once was a time where you could do the @ name of your group in there. You can't do that anymore. It does have to be the full length. It has a limit of 110 characters. So you've got to be really succinct about what you're going to put in there. So for myself, I could have put my I help statement, right? I help online female coaches and entrepreneurs create consistent 10K months being their authentic selves. I could have put that in there, but that was way too many letters. I also would not have been able to put my group name in there. And since my group is actually the kind of the final stage of my funnel, it's really important that my group link gets put in there. So let's talk about what links you should be putting in your bio here in your profile. Ideally, you have one link. Having multiple links gets confusing. People aren't sure which one they should click on, right? Oh, click the link in my bio. You have 4 of them. Which one should I click? So what that actually is doing is it's making it difficult for your potential customers to buy from you. If it's difficult, they're going to walk away and go somewhere else. And that's a fact. This is part of buyer psychology. They want it to be easy. As long as we can remove barriers to them making a purchase, that's when they love it. So Many people have like a milkshake website that they might be using and a Facebook group. And maybe they have their own actual website, and maybe they have a LinkedIn profile. Most of us have an Instagram profile as well. What is the one that is most important to you that people have access to? Choose that one and put it in there. You can add other links. So for example, Milkshake is a free little mini website that you can get. You could create a Milkshake website that has all of your other favorite links with just one link that takes them to the Milkshake website. Do you see what I mean? So you're just trying to simplify, and just like a funnel, you're trying to create a narrower and narrower and narrower path for your clients to reach out to you and understand what it is that you do. All right. So now we've talked about the banner and making sure that you're using a large enough, high contrast font that people can see it, that it aligns with your brand and your style guide, and also that it actually communicates in a nutshell who you are and how you help, what you do for your clients. That's that. One thing we didn't talk about in the banner is, do you see how I have a join my free Facebook group and click here? You've probably seen that on a lot of banners. When you click it, it's not a link to go to the group. It's a link to come into this section over at the side. And it's in that section that you're going to put your link to your club. Well, mine is a club, to your group, or to your landing page, or to your website, or to whatever it is that you want to drive people to. So imagine you do have a multi-level marketing company, and you sell products, and you've got pictures and an I help mature women lose stubborn weight without diet and exercise, because I know that there are products out there that make that claim. So some of them are award-winning and actually work, some of them don't. That's not the point. Pictures, though, that show before and after, as well as your I help, and then a link to your personalized site with your company where people can make purchases. Ding, ding. Do you see how easy that is? Oh, you do this. I see exactly what you do. Oh, lose that much weight that quickly. Great. Click here to find out more. There's your link. Oh, that's easy to shop. That's easy to browse. Now, some people will disagree with me and say, don't put your link there, because you want to be able to have conversation with people. And I can fully appreciate that. It depends on the kind of buyer that you're trying to attract, doesn't it? Right? I'm the kind of buyer that doesn't want to have a whole lot of conversation. I want to do the research myself. I want to go and see it. And if I have questions, I'll come and ask you. Right? So it really depends on the kind of buyer you're trying to attract. And if you are dealing with a product-based business, I think we tend to have a little bit less focus on what kind of buyer and have more focus on what is the problem I'm solving. Okay, so that again is the banner. So then the bio was the next thing that we talked about. Make sure that you have one link, the link that is the final stage of your funnel or the first stage of your funnel, whichever way you want to look at that. I don't worry too much about this part here. So you see that I went to university a couple of times, followed by 480 people. As you scroll down though, if you are on my profile rather than me on my profile, you won't see how many friends I have. I've actually made the number of friends I have private. And the reason I've done that is to create a little bit of curiosity about me. Does that make sense? So if I'm not putting all of that information out there, people don't know if I'm an influencer or not, and it's not my goal to be an influencer. So knowing how many friends I have is actually irrelevant to what kind of relationship you and I will have. So I'll suggest that you make that decision for your own self. Many experts say hide it. That's what I will tell you, is many experts do say hide it. The hobbies, that was the other thing. The hobbies is actually a really great way to engage with people that may not be coming to your personal profile as a result of a business post. So as an example, I participate in a lot of off-grid and homesteading groups, and the reason for that is it's a huge interest of mine. It's part of my 3-year life plan, if you will, to actually be fully off-grid, living a homesteading life where we are fully self-sustaining. So I participate in a lot of groups about that. So some people may actually say, hey, there's something in common. In fact, one of my clients, we do have that in common. It was one of the things that actually attracted her to me. was my interest in those things. So having that there actually created a little bit of know, like, and trust in me that had nothing to do with business. Now you're getting to know me on a human level, on a personal level. So that's why that's a good thing to have. And choose the ones that are your most important, the ones that you love the most, rather than the ones that are like, meh. Like I like quilting, but I don't do it very often. So, that would be one thing. So you have the opportunity as well to create a featured set of posts and pictures that you can put up. That would be another thing that I would suggest. And the last thing that I wanted to suggest to you, though, was pinned posts. I don't think enough people make use of these pinned posts that are available to us on our personal profile. I guarantee you have said something. Hey, Amy, I guarantee that you have said something in the course of running your business through Facebook that was so profound, so important, or so revealing about who you are, what you do, and how you do it, what your philosophies are in life. What was your most popular post that was actually business related? What's the gateway into working with you? Whether it's a video, I like videos. I just like videos. I'm a very visual person, so I like to do videos. So pinning a post to the top is a really excellent way of helping people to understand very quickly who you are. I'm going to use Jeannie, what is her name? Oh gosh, I'm not going to remember her name. There was one lady that in the course of working with one of my clients who's a health coach, I went and looked at her uplines profile page to just get an understanding of what kinds of things were allowed and what kinds of things aren't allowed. And in the process of that, I got to read her uplines pinned post. And if I had read that post, I totally would have signed up to join her program as well. I don't know the woman, never met her before, don't know anything about her, but there's something about that post that made me say, oh my gosh, she gets me. That's the post I'm talking about pinning. All right, so make use of your pinned posts. I know what the other thing was, public, making your profile public. I know that's scary. I know it's scary. There's so many trolls out there and we're all afraid of, some of the internet security things. My solution to that is I just don't post about the things that I would be worried that somebody would get information about. Especially when my children were younger, I never posted pictures of my children, or I certainly never called them by name in those. I never had any information on my profile about where I was, where I was from, anything like that. So there's ways to be safe, share a little bit about your life, but still be public. Because here's the thing about being in business, ladies, you need to be visible. And if I were to go to your profile and you're completely locked down tight and I don't know anything about you and you've sent me a friend request, I'm going to decline it. And the reason I'm going to decline it is I don't know anything about you, right? I don't know what your purpose is in actually sending me a friend request. And because I'm not a cold DMer, I'm not going to reach out to you and say, hey, who are you and why did you send me a friend request? If that's who you are, by all means, please do. There's nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't feel comfortable for me. So that's one of my non-negotiables and I don't do it. That being said, having a public profile opens up your content, particularly your business content, to people who are just kind of creeping you a little bit, right? Imagine you've made a really profound statement on a post in some other group and somebody said, wow, like at the heart-centered group, Tasha's group, there's a lot of people in there that I go in and I say, wow, they've got some beautiful things to say. And so I go and check out their profile. And sometimes I send a friend request if I feel like, hey, we have some things in common. And other times I don't. But if their profile is private and completely closed down and they're in a group of female entrepreneurs, it really does make my heart say, do I reach out to you and tell you? I don't. But I feel like I want to because I want to help you actually get more visible in your business. And this is one of the ways. There's a lot to be said about what we call silent selling. And your profile page is a silent seller for you. And that's what I'm suggesting that you turn it into. There's no reason not to actually use your profile page for business. As I said in the beginning, that myth that Facebook doesn't want you using your personal profile for business, well, It is that. It's a myth. They just want you to act like a human being. It's like sending 50 friend requests in a day, which I do on a regular basis. As long as you've been a human being about it and not acted like a robot, they don't have a problem with it. So it's really important that you get clear on what some of Facebook's actual rules are and what the rumor rules are, if you will. And sometimes it's just because those rules are out of date, right? Because Facebook themselves are constantly evolving. They're constantly trying to make this a better experience for everyone. And honestly, with their membership numbers coming to a near halt, they're not growing in terms of the number of new accounts that are being created. They're at a very much at a halt. Instagram, on the other hand, is absolutely growing. TikTok is growing. LinkedIn is growing. Even Twitter is growing. Facebook is at a standstill. What Facebook does have, though, is that their marketing revenue from paid ads is exponentially rising at a much faster rate than any other social media platform. So Facebook is starting to recognize that they are now becoming a business platform. So these old rules about not being able to use your personal page for business are now outdated. So if that ever was a thing, it's gone now. And I do believe that that's because the people who are running Facebook, well, frankly, they're quite brilliant business people, aren't they? You know, from zero to overnight practically, or so it seems. All right, guys, does anybody have any questions about ways that you can optimize your personal profile? I decided to make a quick little offer. I would be delighted to offer you a profile audit. I have 12 things that I specifically look for when I'm doing a profile audit for clients, and I would be delighted to do that for you. So if you would like to pick me, I don't know, what could we say? Profile. Put profile in the comments there, and I'll reach out to you and I will arrange to do a profile audit for you. It's not a charge, it's just a let me help you. Yeah, that's it. So that was our conversation for today about optimizing Facebook profiles. I always go back and watch my lives to make sure I made sense. Because if you've been following me for a while, you know that I go off on tangents and I need to make sure that I've actually said what I came to say. So if I've not actually said all of the things I intended to say, I will make sure that I add the information below. I'm going to put that photo up of the boundaries for you as well, okay? Hey, Charlie, do I know about the features section and what it's really for? Let's come to the features section. Features section. Are we in the right one there? No, it's not that one. Which one is the right one? That one. So it's this one. Features, features, features. Where's the features? Where am I here, Charlie? Features, features. Oh, this section here, this one here. So when you're adding a new, you're going to click on that. Mine gets a little bit slow. And typically it's stories, but there's also uploaded pictures that you can put up, profile pictures. So it's typically photographs that you're putting there as your featured ones, right? But photographs are linked to a post. Well, I always write words with my photos whenever I put them up. I never just put up a picture. So this is a great opportunity to grab. So for example, yesterday I put up a post about self-care and how important it is to take breaks. So perhaps I'm going to choose that one, right? And I'm going to call this one empowerment. There you go. If I wanted to, I could then go in and add a few more pictures. Let's see. Get rich. No, we don't want the get rich one. That one wasn't my best one. How about superficial interest? There you go. So those would now be two of my featured photos, which are also featured posts. Again, the reason is now you're saying to people, in a nutshell, here are the things that I think are most important. This one has to go. I don't have hair anymore, in case anybody hadn't noticed. There you go. And if anybody would like to know the story, let me know. I'd be happy to tag you on the video where I actually shaved my head live on Facebook last November because I lost a bet. Anyway, all right, guys, I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. I love to take Fridays off, so that's what I'm doing. I'm taking my self-care day for today. And I look forward to seeing our fun posts tomorrow. Remember, today is Friday I'm in Love. That means what? What are we talking about today on Friday I'm in Love? Wow, Danielle, shouldn't I have known this before I said it? Friday I'm in Love. Passion projects, your passion projects. So when I talk about passion projects, I'm talking about those things. For me, a passion project would be something like Kids Help Phone. I've been a massive fundraiser for them for many years, done many, many walks. Another one would be Girl Guides is another passion project for me. So those are the passion projects. What are the things you are doing? What are the things that you love and are passionate about where you are actually giving back and making the world a better place? That's what I'm talking about with passion projects. So I can't wait to see and hear all about the things that you are doing to make this world a better place, everybody. Well, that's it for me. It's now 12:03. I've exceeded my time. Have a wonderful weekend. If that's you, Charlie, have a wonderful weekend. And see you all again next week. I'll be back on Monday. Have a great one. Bye now.